drugs that he had given me.
Cuomo still denies the claims and refuses to resign. Healing pain with laughter.
No, I never met him.
Dave Chappelle, Amy Schumer, and Jon Stewart will be among the celebrities who perform at New York's Madison Square Garden to mark the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks. Proceeds will benefit 9/11 charities. S&P futures down 4. This is CBS News.
CBS News Radio is your home for breaking news. Around the country and the world, we give you the coverage you can trust.
Are you ready for retirement? Well, Jason and Carl Kreiderman with Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a new book that can help make retiring easier. In Empower Your Retirement, they talk about how a well-thought-out financial plan can make the difference between just surviving and thriving in retirement. Using everyday language, this book explores how a simple process can help you cover all the bases of your financial life, including how taxes can affect your retirement and much more. Your finances are too important to leave to chance. Empower Your Retirement is written to help you understand the must-dos to prepare for the retirement you desire. Get your free copy of Empower Your Retirement by calling 989-848-1188. That's 989-848-1188. And tune into Jason and Carl's radio show, Your Financial Empower Hour, every Sunday morning at 8. Firm provides insurance services, investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
The pandemic's reminded us we live in a sea of airborne germs that can assault us with every breath. Your nose is the body's first line of defense by helping filter out allergens, bacteria, and viruses before they reach your lungs. But like any air filter, the more clogged up it gets, the less it works. So how do you clean your nose? I'm Martin Hoke, and I didn't invent nasal irrigation. The neti pot's been around thousands of years, but I did invent Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. Navage uses powered suction to flush out mucus and germs that cause congestion, or worse. Over 2 million people use Navage to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier without drugs. Navage has over 70,000 online reviews averaging 4.7 stars because it works and it's easy to use. Go to Navage.com or find Navage at Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target. Now available with eucalyptus for a spa-like experience. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
Live from the 100.5 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Well, cloudy skies at 9:05 degrees. Good morning. I'm Mike Percha. Deputies in Saginaw County are investigating a homicide that took place Saturday in Hemlock. Officers responded to the 17,000 block of Swan Creek Road, where they found the body of a 55-year-old Saginaw County woman. A man was arrested in connection with the incident, though neither the suspect nor the victim have been identified at this time. Police in Tuscola County are investigating a fatal ORV crash. Sheriff deputy from the fire department were dispatched to White Creek Road in Coylton Township around 3:10 p.m. Friday, where they found 59-year-old Keith Davis of Kingston. Police say Davis was riding a four-wheeler on his property when he attempted to turn north. The ORV slipped due to the speed of the turn, throwing him from the vehicle. Davis struck injuries. Emergency responders were unsuccessful in life-saving efforts. Saginaw Township and Michigan State Police dealt with a vehicle-motorcycle crash just before 10:30 Saturday night. The motorcycle was struck by a pickup truck that reportedly left the scene of the crash at Bay and Kochville Roads. At least one person seriously injured. No other information has been released. The City of Midland's annual community photo contest is open for amateur photographers to submit their favorite photos of life in Midland for a chance to be featured in the 2022 City Calendar and Services Guide. Photos should feature making Midland a unique place to live or can depict programs and services offered by the city. Participants don't need to be a Midland resident to enter. To submit photos for the contest, visit cityofmidlandmi.gov/citycalendar or send hard copies with the contest entry form to the Midland City Hall at 333 West Ellsworth Street. Accepted through midnight, Tuesday, September 7th. WSGW News Time, 9:07.
Hemlock Public School District is a leader in innovation, collaboration, and education in mid-Michigan with programs from the cradle to early middle college, where hands-on and hard work never go out of style. Our mission and vision, here to educate and collaborate. For more information, call us at 989-642-5282. That's 642-5282. Or explore more at hemlockps.com. Hemlock Public Schools, excellence in education. Enroll today. Wool Files in Saginaw is looking for a hardware department floor assistant and an experienced prompts, dependable, willing to assist shoppers in the hardware department, or knowledgeable in small engine repair and parts. For an opportunity to fill these rewarding positions at one of this area's oldest, most highly respected hardware and service shops, bring a resume and apply in person to Dave at 5818 State Street, Saginaw, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. These full-time positions start now. Wolfine, 18 State Street, Saginaw, is an equal opportunity employer.
WSGW News Time, 9:08. The weather forecast is next. Police are investigating a deadly officer-related shooting on Detroit's east side. Second Deputy Chief Rudy Harper says it happened at just after 11:30 last night. He says two undercover officers saw about 200 people had gathered. Police say a vehicle with four people inside rammed an undercover car before a passenger got out with a gun. That's when an officer fired, shooting the person several times, and now searching for three others who were in the vehicle. We could see a lot more electric vehicles by 2030 after President goal of 50% auto sales by electric vehicles by then. Marco Giamberdandio of National Electric Contractors Association met with U.S. Energy Secretary and former Michigan Governor Jennifer Granholm a few days ago, and she says she's all in.
Certainly, of that is meeting the demand for charging stations, which our contractors are ready to move forward and deploy that infrastructure.
Giambardino says that'll mean more jobs for their association. He says they have 400 specially trained workers in southeast Michigan. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It is 9:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. For plenty of sunshine with a good chance of showers developing late and a high near 87. Winds will be a bit breezy out of the south-southwest at around 10 to 15 miles per hour. And then for tonight, showers and storms likely. Lows bottom off to around 70 with shower and storm chances for your Tuesday under partly sunny skies and a high in the upper 80s. On Tuesday night, we'll look for more chances of showers and storms. Lows around 72 with shower and storm chances for your Wednesday, 88. I'm Derek Dolman with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 75.
Now, the only local radio talk to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online WSGW.com.
And a good morning to you. Welcome on this Monday morning to another week of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. Nice to have you with us. Later on this morning, we're going to talk to Attorney Ven Johnson about the dam litigation going on. And at 11 o'clock, Sarah Schreiber is going to be with us to talk about Project 111, a safe driving project. All of that is ahead this morning, but we're going to start this hour talking about something in Saginaw called the Garber Courts and what's happening with them. And to do that, a couple of guests this morning. First of all, a man whose name is on the courts from the family legacy. We say good morning to Dick Garber. Dick, good morning to you.
Good morning, Art. Nice to be with you.
And we're glad to have you with us, too. And also with us this morning is Ken Lecerueux. Ken, good morning.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for the...
No, you're welcome. You're welcome. let's start, and Dick, you can probably do this as well as anyone, the history of the courts and how the Garber name got on them.
Art, it started back just after World War II when my uncle Ike returned from the war. There really weren't any public tennis options here in Saginaw. And he went to my grandfather with a proposal, Guy Garber, to build tennis courts. And the deal was cut. My grandfather told Ike that, I tell you, you go to Frank Anderson and you get Frank to donate the cement and gravel and rest. And the family all spoke about it, said they thought it was a great idea. And that's how the Garber tennis courts came about.
And when was the last time they were revamped? Have they ever been revamped?
You know, Ken would have a better feel for that than I probably would. I'm not sure they've ever been revamped.
Ken?
Yeah, about probably 20 years ago, they used to be concrete courts, and they were resurfaced with asphalt, and that was playable for quite a while. The concrete, they were very abrasive and used to chew up the ball playing there as kids. And then in 2010, Dow Chemical gave us a little stipend, and we repainted the courts, but putting and patching the holes as best we could.
So where are we today with the Garber Courts, and what's the reconstruction like?
Well, here's where we're at. It was a dream of Farrington Douglas and I back in 2006 when we started the Urban Youth Tennis Foundation, and we always wanted to have a better facility to work with the youth. And so it took a few years, as you can tell, and raised almost $2 million so far, and we're about 2/3 of the way through the construction phase as of today.
How different are they going to be? What are we going to have there that wasn't there, and what are the courts going to be like?
Well, we were encouraged to break the budget and put in a very world first-class facility, and so we put in 8 new tennis courts and 8 pickleball courts, and half of which, all of those will be lit. We do have the infrastructure in place to light the other half as the money. So, and then we added a building because we were always, when we worked with kids in the summer, we always had problems with rainstorms, et cetera, and a place to hide them, and they would have to go running across the street to the YMCA. So we have a building that'll house about 25 kids. It's got nice bathrooms and a little pro shop where we can register people through. And the bathrooms are going to be a delight because we're tired of working out of porta potties.
I was interested to hear you say pickleball because that's the up and coming thing, particularly for older Americans, it seems. Is that true?
Yes, it is probably arguably the fastest growing sport in the country right now. It's been around for about 50 years, but what has happened is it tends to be a little 40 and up and even higher. There's people 80 and 90 years old playing because it's much easier on your body than tennis. It's a shorter court, and it's just so it's a huge attraction. It also has a lot of social implications. There's much more social interaction during the type of play that takes place.
So, Dick, what's been your role in all of this? I got a pretty good idea, but you can tell us.
Well, really, as Ken said, this has really been Farrington and Ken's dream, and candidly, Ken and I have been talking about this for years. And Ken is a very gainfully employed by the Beerline organization, so it has been a part to raise the money for the tennis courts. And he and I got together about 1.5 years, and the Wicks Foundation particularly was so gracious to him, and we were a little bit stalled on the raising of the money issue. So he and I had a really productive lunch one day and exchanged some ideas, and and maybe lit a fire under Ken and maybe lit a fire under me, and he got moving pretty quick to the finish line of a couple of $1 million, which was, when we first talked, I mean, that was, in my opinion, a really, really big dream and much bigger than resurfacing and lighting the tennis courts. But I'm so proud of him and Farrington and the impact they're going to have on young people in the region, and also the local high schools are going to be using the courts as well. So it's going to be really good. But Art, really more on the fundraising aspect has been my role.
And where are we with the fundraising? Have we completed the task, Dick?
Well, Ken can speak to it better than I can, but incredible progress.
Yeah, basically, we started in November of 2019 and raised about $1 million until the COVID virus appeared. And that kind of threw a curve at us. We lost a lot of momentum. But in September, after getting together with Dick, he fired me back up and said, "Hey, you're halfway there. Let's put out a game plan to go after the rest of the community." And we got a lot of businesses involved. We got other foundations involved, and we were able to close out a little over $2 million. 20.
Is that enough to do the job?
Well, we're about 200,000 short, but the short isn't so much for infrastructure and building it. We wanted to have a little cushion because we want to set up an endowment at the Saginaw Community Foundation to maintain the facility into perpetuity. We see too many of these things get developed and then not taken care of. So we're going to raise another 200,000, and that will be sort of a maintenance pool.
Dick, let's talk about quality of life in this area. You've been involved in project after project. How do these things impact the region?
Well, I think significantly, Art. Particularly when we're talking about activities in the Urban Youth League, activities to keep kids busy and keep kids active, and 3/4 of the year round here in our community. And the things the Y does, the Water Park does, Hoyt Park does, and we courts to this, and this significant. This is going to be a world-class facility. We're going to be able to have tournaments here. That's going to put heads in beds. That's going to be good for the hoteliers, the restaurants. This has a chance to have a real big impact, on our region, and that's really, really exciting. But closer to home, things for kids, exposing them to a great game. I unfortunately got addicted to golf early, so I wasn't a big tennis player. I sure wish I would, because I'd be a lot healthier mentally if I would have played tennis and golf. I'm physically in better condition, but it's going to be great for young people to continue to get exposed. And you mentioned the pickleball. Art, I've never seen it, I've never played it, but I've got dozens of friends that are addicted to the game, and it's going to bring them again. It's going to bring them to downtown. It's going to bring them across the bridge. And this is going to be great. This is going to be great. And we put this on top of the zoo. We put this on top of Hoyt Park, what's been done at the Boys and Girls Club, which is right across the street, the YMCA. Ken and Farrington and the community should be very proud of this.
Yeah, Ken, we talk about pickleball in the old days. I mean, didn't we used to call it paddleball or something like that?
Very similar. Very similar. I remember in college, we used to play a form of paddleball inside enclosed
in a wall. Yeah,
it is very close to that. It's a cross between badminton, ping pong, and tennis, I guess you would say. But it does use a paddle, and it's interesting enough, it uses a wiffle ball type with holes in it, so the ball goes through the air quite slowly, and maybe that's why the 70 and 80-year-olds like to play it.
Hey, you got it. Don't have to run as fast. Yeah, absolutely. Well, what's the completion date? Do we have one?
Well, as I said, we're about 2/3 of the way through, and we're running into some supply chain snafus right now as far as getting product and material to finish it off. And so we're going to be sitting down this week and examining whether or not we can even get it done in time to have a grand opening this year. Right now, it's 50-50 whether we can pull it off. But it's doing well. We haven't had too many problems other than material supply chain things. And so hopefully, we're probably looking toward a spring grand opening because we want to put on a big splash. We've got and pros coming in, and we'll have an exhibition, and we just want to put a resounding stamp on the thing. And also the USTA, the National United States Tennis Association, is getting pretty excited about it because we build it to the specifications to have a moneyed tournament. So it could actually bring in some professional play, and which we think would be good for the economy in the area.
Supply chain problems, Dick, you recognize that in the auto industry, don't you?
Just a little, Art. Just a little.
Is it improving at all?
To start my week.
Is it improving at all?
Mildly. Although some of the manufacturers are indicating by the end of third quarter, which we're quickly approaching, we're going to see some improvement. But based on the allocations that we've been receiving, we haven't seen much improvement, no.
Yeah. Well, listen, guys, I appreciate your time this morning. We'll be looking forward to the day when the courts open up and play begins. Great addition to the area. And Dick, as always, my friend, we appreciate your time.
Thank you, Art, and Ken and Farrington for executing this dream. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful addition to our city and to our community and to our region.
All right. Thanks, Dick. And Ken,
thank you.
Just end up telling us a little bit about the youth tennis program.
Well, back in 2006, Farrington and I, who grew up playing on the Garber Courts as kids, we got together. Farrington came out of the professional circles. He taught down at the Bollettieri Tennis Camp in Florida, people like Andre Agassi, Steffi Graf, Aaron Crick likes. And so he came back to Saginaw, where he was born and raised, on the court and said, you know what, let's take our passion for tennis and work with the youth. We both have a heart for the youth in the city, and we just want to show them how tennis can broaden their horizons. They could play tennis anywhere in the world. They can go anywhere they want. And so that, along with character development, we have character studies. We teach them different type of character traits. And we're also a chapter of the National Tennis Learning Association, where reading is a critical element. So we have a book read that goes along with the tennis. It's just a combined way of mentoring kids, giving them an opportunity for other aspirations.
Well, Ken, listen, we look forward to the day when the courts are open, and we thank you for joining us this morning.
Super. Thank you for the invite.
You bet. Bye-bye now. So there we have it, the Garber Courts under reconstruction, 2/3 of the way there. We thank Dick Garber and Ken Lecerueux for joining us this morning here on the Art Lewis Show. It's brought to you by Linda Shepard at Pinnacle Realty in Saginaw. And, you know, Linda will tell you sellers are getting top dollar for their homes with the average of maybe a day on the market. Linda sells faster. Buyers are cash or pre-approved. She doesn't waste any time. Linda is easy to work with. No pressure tactics. Several years of experience. And remember that Linda is a full-time agent. She lives here. She sells here. And her agency, Pinnacle, is not a franchise, so the money stays right here in the community. And buyers, the interest rates are still low. Linda Shepard watches the market closely, so clients get a showing fast, and they have a fighting chance because she will fight for every offer, every time. Call Linda Shepard at Pinnacle Realty, 989-295-7713, 295-7713, and stop into their office at The Point, which is at M47 and Gratiot, and also visit the new cafe, Cafe 476. While I have your ear, let me talk to you about Thalen Honda for a moment, because you know, and I just talked to Dick about it, you know, the car progress getting vehicles to the dealers' lots is very slow right now. You're hearing a lot of dealers say, buy now, take delivery when it comes in. Well, I say, why wait? Because Thalen Honda has a supply of new vehicles on the ground ready for delivery right now during Honda's summer sales event. Now, that's right. You buy it today, you drive it today. And to sweeten the pot, there's 0% financing on select 2021 and 2022 models. Terms and conditions apply. In addition, the 2021 Honda CR-V, Passport, and Odyssey were named Best Car for the Money by U.S. News and World Report. And 6 2021 Honda models received the IIHS Top Safety Rating. Now, again, let me remind you, Thalen Honda has new and used vehicles in stock ready for sale right now, and more new vehicles arriving every week. Stop into Thalen Honda, North Euclid Avenue in Bay City to look over their inventory, or go online to thinkthalen.com. Test drive the vehicle of your choice, then sit down with a Thalen Honda representative to see how easy it is to make it yours without the wait. The Thalen family and their third generation of ownership, serving your automotive needs for 44 years. We'll be back with open phones after these notes.
While you're comfortable inside your home or business, the weather takes a toll on your roof. Wind, rain, hail, UV rays, and the heat of the sun cause premature failure of your shingles. Everyone loves to save money. If you have an aging roof, don't spend a lot of money on replacement. Get a Roof Max shingle treatment and get some peace of mind. Get more life for less money. Guaranteed with Roof Max, a powerful fusion of science and nature. Call Ben today at 859-6751.
For the ones standing guard, for the eagle-eyed, for the knights in shining armor, and for all those who support them. We are Grainger, your experienced safety partner, offering supplies and solutions for every industry, committed to helping keep your facilities safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com/safety, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
DraftKings is buying Golden Nugget Online Gaming. The deal is valued at more than DraftKings receives Golden Nugget's database of more than 5 million customers. There's a merger in the insurance business. Brookfield Asset Management is buying American National Group for about $5 billion. Brookfield plans to keep American National's headquarters in Galveston, Texas. Cargill and Continental Grain will together buy Sanderson Farms, the nation's third largest chicken producer. Tyson Foods is it was seeing more demand for its poultry and meat products because the restaurant industry is seeing diners return. Sales at Tyson were stronger than Wall Street was predicting. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosilda, invested in you.
This year, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation is honoring heroes with 200 mortgage-free homes, a never-forget walk, more than 500 miles, 42 days, culminating at Ground Zero on 9/11. Tower of Light tributes, names of those lost to 9/11 illness, are being read on September 12th, and names of all lost in the War on Terror are being read on Veterans Day. Donate $11 a month at t2t.org.
Attention! This is an important message for anyone drowning in credit card debt or struggling just to make minimum payments. If you have $10,000 in credit card debt, personal loans, medical bills, or collection accounts for our Debt Restart program with no upfront costs. Call us right now to see if you qualify. 800-384-6781. That's 800-384-6781. This program is designed to help get you out of debt in as little as 24 to 48 months, while paying only a small portion of what you owe. If you are facing financial hardship and are falling behind, or are struggling to make minimum payments, bankruptcy is not the way out. Don't worry. There won't be any upfront cost or out-of-pocket expense. Start on your way to financial freedom. Let us help you with your credit card debt, personal loans, medical bills, or collection accounts now. Representatives are standing by to take your call. Don't wait. Call now. 800-384-6781. That's 800-384-6781. Paid for by Thomas Kearns McKnight.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robbins show, what's the most ridiculous thing someone said over the weekend?
It's not fair. Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, back with you on the Art Lewis Show. Open phones for the remainder of this hour, whatever you'd like to chat about. Just a couple of quick travel notes for you since we've talked about it from time to time. Canadian border opens up today to U.S. citizens, vaccinated or tested. But, however, the reverse is not true. We have not opened the U.S. border to Canadian citizens. So what that means is you as an American could go to Canada, and because you're an American citizen, you could come back into the States. But Canadians, other than essentials, could not come to visit in the United States. Don't know when that's going to open. So it's right now, anyway, it is a one-way street. And another thing that has happened in the travel industry, if you've been following the saga of the cruise lines in Florida, Governor DeSantis, of course, barred cruise lines from requiring passengers to be vaccinated, and the CDC said that they should, and we have this little battle going between the state and the federal government. Well, a judge has ruled that Norwegian Cruise Lines can ask passengers if they've been vaccinated and require vaccination. So it's been back and forth. DeSantis wins, the CDC wins, DeSantis wins, the cruise lines win, back and forth, back and forth. Where it ends up, who knows? But it's going to be an interesting little battle to watch. Another little battle in Florida to watch. The governor has barred local districts from requiring masks and vaccinations. I would be willing to bet there's going to be a lawsuit about that from local school districts wanting the autonomy to be able to run their districts. It's a fascinating study because at the same time that the governor is protecting individual rights and the rights of businesses to perform their duties and all of that, the state has an enormous increase in the Delta variant. And who's right, who's wrong, I don't know. You know, the Delta variant now, they say, is more transmissible and in greater numbers than the original COVID-19. More people are seeing the need to get vaccinated. In many areas and in many companies, masks are being required again. If you go into some local big stores around here, like Walmart, and one of the Walmarts, they're offering masks as you walk in. While the Governor Whitmer, has not required masks or business closings, there are many businesses who, of their own volition, are moving back toward that model. Now, I have to admit, I have not seen any around here that absolutely required, other than medical type facilities. I haven't noticed it in any of the stores, big or small, that I've been in. But if it keeps going the way it's going, who knows? I mean, we are, for example, in the counties around here, Saginaw Bay, so forth, higher than normal transmission areas for the Delta variant. However, the numbers are still well below what they were when COVID first came out. And that's part of why I think we're not seeing the state mandate masks. And the other thing, too, is that the governor is been kind of set down by the court and by the people now, with the new elimination of the 1945 law that gave her the powers. She can now only declare for 28 days and has to go to the legislature. And now there's a movement afoot to reduce the impact of the CDC on all of these things and the Health and Human Services Department. So, listen, we were sailing along pretty well in the spring, and then all of a sudden we heard about Delta. And, we're right back in the throes of this COVID battle. So, what do you do? I mean, many of us have been fully vaccinated. Now we worry, do we need a booster? That's the newest thing. How well protected are we? We don't know. And a lot of confusing information comes out of the CDC from time to time. Wear masks, don't wear masks. And the debate goes on now. Should children have to wear them in school? At what age? It just never seems to end. Take a quick break. We'll get to Mike and Shields when we return after these notes.
For almost 20 years, Linex has been the only place to go for quality spray-on. They also offer rust-proofing and undercoating.
Their exclusive process will keep your new or used vehicle protected.
The guys at Linex have the only wax-based rust-proofing and military-spec undercoat to ensure years of protection.
In fact, all new vehicles protected will get a lifetime warranty. No yearly touch-ups required.
And because their rust-proofing process is wax-based, you won't have any long-term dripping or mess to clean up later. Rust-proof your car, truck, or SUV and protect it year-round.
Linex is located on Wilder Road in Bay City.
Give them a call at 989-671-9820 or call them at their Grand Blanc location, 810-695-9000.
Remember, your new car, truck, or SUV gets no yearly touch-up required.
Again, the number in Bay City is 989-671-9820 or in Grand Blanc, 810-695-9000.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell in Ventura. To tell you about my Giza Dream bed sheets. The long staple cotton makes my Giza Dream sheets ultra soft and durable. They come with my 60-day money-back guarantee and a 10-year warranty. And now you can get the best sheets ever for the best price ever. When you buy one of my Giza Dream bed sheet sets, you'll get another one absolutely free.
Go to mypillow.com and click on the radio listener square and use promo code SKY, S-K-Y, for this amazing special.
This view was worth a hike.
Right? And it's a good way to stay on top of my health.
Yes, I'm Cologuard, a prescription colon cancer screening option for people 45 plus at average risk. Have you screened for colon cancer?
Not yet.
We're treatable when caught in early stages.
Tell me more.
Cologuard is non-invasive and it's used at home. It detects altered DNA in your stool to find 92% of colon cancers.
92%?
Yep, even those in early stages.
This was seen in a clinical study with patients 50 and older. Any positive result should be followed by a diagnostic colonoscopy. False positive and negative results may occur. Cologuard is not a replacement for colonoscopy in high-risk patients. Do not use if you have had adenomas, have inflammatory bowel disease and certain hereditary syndromes, or a personal or family history of colon cancer.
Most insured patients pay $0. Ask your provider or an online prescriber if Cologuard is right for you, or visit Cologuard.com.
School's out for summer, but if your business is running QuickBooks, you'll never get a break. Their manual processes, integration difficulties, and glitchy delays will leave you scrambling for the numbers you need. Failing to graduate to NetSuite will leave you stuck in summer school while your friends party. NetSuite by Oracle is the #1 cloud financial system, no matter how big your business grows. With visibility and control of your financials, inventory, HR, e-commerce, and more, NetSuite is everything you need to grow all in one place. Automate your processes with NetSuite and close your books 93% of surveyed businesses increased their visibility and control since graduating to NetSuite. Special financing is back. NetSuite is offering a one-of-a-kind financing program to those ready to graduate.
Head to netsuite.com/radar right now. netsuite.com/radar. netsuite.com/radar.
This is the Stone Specialist Studios, 100.5 News Radio WSGW, 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. Delighted to have you with us on this Monday, and to our phones we go. Mike is in Shields. Mike, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning, Art. You were talking on a subject that's kind of dear to my heart, masks. I wonder if anybody ever noticed, but for probably the last, 15, 20 years, people in Japan, and very nearly all of them, wore masks all the time when they were out. You remember that? I mean, you see photographs from Japan, and they're all wearing masks, and yet they have one of the highest COVID, infectious rates in the country.
Well, they stopped wearing them though. They weren't wearing them for a long time, and they weren't getting vaccines. Their vaccine rate was pitiful. It was hardly there. It only started picking up when they started getting COVID.
That I know, but I didn't think they dropped wearing masks because I can.
Yeah, you don't see.
Remember a year. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of videos and things of life in Japan, and very few masks. China, when they had the SARS virus, China was masked heavily. But Japan, they wore masks, but they kind of slacked off in recent years.
Yeah, I don't know what the infection rate is in China, but some problems there, but not nearly as much as the rest of the world, I think. But I'm just saying that I'm not opposed to masks, except that I think that it really doesn't do much good. I know. I don't know if it's you or somebody mentioned on radio one time. I think it was on one of your talk shows where they walked into a restaurant and you could smell everything cooking and everything. And he mentioned, what good is this mask doing? I can smell all the food. If you can smell the food, then it's not masking any COVID from getting in.
Well, I don't know how true that is about masks. And there's all kinds of masks too. Some better than others. Yeah, obviously.
Well, in the medical profession, they had, and that's good, and that's necessary. I mean, I've seen, I've assisted in surgeries, and those masks are really, really good. So. Well, that's what I wanted to mention.
Cool. Good enough.
Did you enjoy the fair when you were there?
Nice. Yeah, it was nice just being there, and being back to something that looked like normal.
Yeah, and
I guess they did pretty well this year.
I heard record crowds. I went over and picked up my stuff the other day, and I was talking to a couple of the people in the antique barn, and they said, yeah, they had real good crowds. And
yep.
So that's
good. It's excellent. Excellent.
Take care.
All righty. Take care. Bye-bye now. All right, lines open for you, 752-6111 in Saginaw Bay City. Elsewhere in the state of Michigan, 866-790 WSGW. Or you can call in-state, outstate, 989-752-6111. Take a break. We'll be back with more. It's the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW.
Perfect. Hey, golfers, this is Dan Pohl, and I know your golf games aren't always perfect, and that's okay. But if you want the perfect golf experience, then come see us here at the Polecat. Don't wait. Go to polecat.net or give the Pro Shop a call. Remember, if your golf games can't be perfect, your experience can.
Perfect. Pride doesn't just appear out of nowhere. The plant, a trusted relationship, or a successful business. It begins as a seed and grows. Excuse me. What are you doing? I'm telling farmers about Dairyland Seed Pride. Well, stop. All you got to do is tell them about how we're bringing the yield. But what about our history and people? Still the best and still proud of it. But now we have our strongest lineup ever of top performers in independent trials all across the Midwest. So I guess I don't have to use my passionate sincerity voice anymore. Please don't. Just shut up and yield. Yep, just like that. See how our top performing corn, soybean, silage, and alfalfa seeds bring the yield at dairylandseed.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts specializes in keeping your car on the road. Not sure how much life is left in your battery? Our professional parts people will test it for free. If it does need to be replaced, we'll help you find just the right one to fit your car. Our Superstart batteries are built to handle even the toughest conditions. Visit O'Reilly Auto Parts today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. So the dream was to build your very own law practice. Be your own boss, call all the shots. But have things like billing, HR, timekeeping, and all the other management stuff turned your dream into a nightmare? Take charge of your practice with Lexicon. We're the intersection of practice management services for your firm. You'll get more billable and livable hours back. Lexicon marks the spot for all your practice management needs. Visit lexiconservices.com/intersection to get the whole story or schedule a demo.
The pandemic's reminded us we live in a sea of airborne germs that can assault us with every breath. Your nose is the body's first line of defense by helping filter out allergens, bacteria, and viruses before they reach your lungs. So how do you clean your nose? Navage uses powered suction to flush out mucus and germs that cause congestion or worse, can make you sick. Over 2 million people use Navage to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier without drugs. Go to Navage.com or find Navage at Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target.
News coverage.
Governor Cuomo sexually harassed multiple women.
News.
Now they're saying, no, you need to wear a mask to protect each other, but you aren't going to help. At least get out of the way.
I am standing in your way. News coverage.
This was a strong jobs report. 943,000 jobs added in the month of July.
Unemployment rate, 5.4%.
Biden plan is working.
We very much want to finish this important bill. It's not really about infrastructure at all. News coverage on WSGW.
And we're back here on the Art Lewis Show on WSGW. By tomorrow this time, possibly, the Senate will vote on the $1 trillion infrastructure bill. That's the hard infrastructure bill. Roads, bridges, rail, etc. And it will pass the Senate and be forwarded to the House, where it becomes problematic. Problematic because the Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, has said she will not even bring it up if they don't pass the $3.5 trillion social infrastructure bill. So a bill that is extremely popular across the board to fix the things that need to be fixed in this country in terms of hard infrastructure will languish in the House if the Speaker doesn't get her way. I think personally, politically, I think she's playing with fire. With the midterms, she's looking at it from the standpoint of the midterms coming, and they want to do as much as they can so they can say to voters, look what we've done, and get the votes in the midterm. If the infrastructure bill is held up and doesn't pass the House, they could be playing with fire. The backlash could be just the opposite of what they want. Time will tell. Midterms are always a tenuous time for the party in power. Typically, historically, the party in power loses seats in the midterm election. 2022 will be interesting to watch. I mean, they're already positioning themselves for the battle. And another player is Donald Trump. He's endorsing candidates right and left. He's constantly on the email circuit because obviously they've restricted him on social media. So he has turned to emails. And if you're on the list, you will get emails from 2 or 3 different organizations that are all based around President Trump. You'll have PAC 45. You'll have 45th president, I think, is one. There's a number of them. I get three that I know of. And he's constantly endorsing and criticizing, as he does. He wants to be a player, and he wants to continue to be the influence of the Republican Party, and he's letting it be known. And it will have some impact on the midterms, and it will be a test of his strength as a political force. It will determine in many ways whether he remains viable for the Republican Party or not. And then, of course, comes the push for the presidential election. And I have to believe Republicans will be coming out of the woodwork for that. And the last time around in 2016, when President Trump was elected, I think they started out with 17 candidates on the podium. I would not be surprised if it were like the Democrats this past time and there'd be 22, 24 candidates on the podium to start. Would not be surprised at all. And I would expect them to start earlier. It would not surprise me if we start hearing about presidential candidates in the not too distant future, because they want to get a head start on fundraising. They want to tie up some of the fundraising money if they can, get their committees together, build their support. All of that takes time. And then in this day and age of social media and communication, they can be continuous. You'll hear something every day from some of them. And you might as well get ready for your phone to start ringing. The robocalls are out there, and they're the one group that have no restrictions. Politicians can robocall you to death, whether you're on the do not call list or not, doesn't make any difference. They are free to use it. It's a form of political speech. Can't be constricted. So just be prepared. Be prepared. It's coming, and it's going to come faster than we like, probably. And I think back and over the many, many, many years of doing this, I've probably said the same thing before, and each time it proves to be right. It seems that the presidential candidacies are getting longer and longer and longer, year after year. The races are almost unending. I mean, almost the day of the inauguration is the day others come out of the woodwork and say they're going to run the next time around. Pretty amazing when you think about it. But makes my job interesting. What can I tell you? Anyway, we're going to take our break here to the end of the hour. Next hour, we're going to talk to attorney Ven Johnson, bring us up to date on what's happening with the dam litigation. He represents a few hundred of the litigants. And we'll talk to Ven right after the news. But let's take our last break first, and then we'll come back and close out after these notes.
Are you? Jason and Carl Kreiderman with Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a new book that can help make retiring easier. In Empower Your Retirement, they talk about how a well-thought-out financial plan can make the difference between just surviving and thriving in retirement. Using everyday language, this book explores how a simple process can help you cover all the bases of your financial life, including how taxes can affect your retirement and much more. Your finances are too important to leave to chance. Empower Your Retirement is written to help you understand the must-dos to prepare for the retirement you desire. Get your free copy of Empower Your Retirement by calling 989-848-1188. That's 989-88. And for more on retirement planning, tune into Jason and Carl's radio show, Your Financial Empower Hour, every Sunday morning at 8. Firm provides insurance services, investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
The pandemic's reminded us we live in a sea of airborne germs that can assault us with every breath. Your nose is the body's first line of defense by helping filter out allergens, bacteria, and viruses before they reach your lungs. But like any air filter, the more clogged up it gets, the less it works. So how do you clean your nose? I'm Martin Hoke, and I didn't invent nasal irrigation around thousands of years. But I did invent Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. Navage uses powered suction to flush out mucus and germs that cause congestion or worse, can make you sick. Over 2 million people use Navage to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier without drugs. Navage has over 70,000 online reviews averaging 4.7 stars because it works and it's easy to use. Go to Navage.com or find Navage at Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target. Now available with eucalyptus for a spa-like experience. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
The WS Show.
WSW Online poll about the Tokyo Summer Olympic Games. With the conclusion of the delayed by 1 year and no fans in the stands Tokyo Summer Olympic Games, the analysts and the experts are crunching numbers to determine the interest of the games. How many people watched on TV? How many visited online sites? What about the social media trends? Our poll question is, what was your interest in the Tokyo Summer Olympic Games? Did you have lots of interest, watching TV, following social media, watching online? Were you interested? Saw some TV in other places, not have much interest at all? Maybe you heard some news reports, or you had no interest at all. What was your Olympic Games experience? Head to WSW.com, scroll down the homepage, find that poll box, and click on it and make your vote that way.
The Morning Team Show, weekdays 5:30 to 9 on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, winding down this hour of the Art Lewis Show. Next hour, as I mentioned, Attorney Ven Johnson will be with us to bring us up to date on all the litigation taking place that have to do with the dam failures that caused the major flooding back in the spring of last year. We'll chat with Attorney Johnson right after the news. And speaking of the news, CBS coming up at the top of the hour to keep you up to date on the world and the nation. And then the local report, Michael Perch will bring you up to date on everything happening in the Great Lakes Bay region and in the state of Michigan. We'll be back to talk to Attorney Ven Johnson and you after the news.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
News on the hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. The UN calls it a code red for humanity. That's the takeaway of the United Nations' biggest ever report on climate change. Correspondent Vicki Barker is at the foreign desk.
Sea level rise is irreversible. Temperature rises may still be containable. And the last chance to do that could come at this fall's COP26 climate conference in Glasgow, Scotland. British climate chief Alok Sharma will be hosting.
I'm encouraging every nation to step up action on coal, on cars, on forests, and meet. Follow the facts.
World leaders will be tasked with showing what they will do to keep us from climate catastrophe. Vicki Barker, CBS News, London.
Unprecedented heat and drought have combined to make a western wildfire the largest ever in the state of California. CBS's Jim Krasula.
The Dixie Fire, burning through scenic forest lands of the Sierra Nevada mountains, is less than 25% contained.
The impact of this fire is pretty tremendous, pretty tragic.
It's helped explode in size last week.
It's hard to drive away from your house and wonder if you're going to see it again.
One of New York Governor Andrew Cuomo's 11 accusers says she knows what groping and sexual harassment are when she experiences them. Brittany Commisso spoke exclusively to CBS this morning and the Albany Times-Union after Cuomo denied the allegations.
These were not hugs that he would give his mother or, his brother. These were hugs with the intention of getting some personal sexual satisfaction out of.
She is the first to file a criminal Lawmakers have just begun meeting to discuss impeachment. R&B singer R. Kelly's trial opens in Brooklyn today. CBS's Matt Piper has details from New York.
Prosecutors say they want to tell the stories of more than a dozen women, with some alleged victims dating back to 1991. The 54-year-old singer is accused of producing child porn, kidnapping, and forced labor, among other charges.
Security officials tell CBS News the Biden administration is ramping up deportations and prosecutions of undocumented migrants crossing the southern border into the U.S. They say they're using a Trump-era public health order and flying them deep into the Mexican interior. All bets are on at State Farm Stadium.
Now you're in the ring with the king of sportsbooks. You know what to do.
Jamie Foxx for BetMGM, which has just announced a partnership with the Arizona Cardinals and Gila River Casinos, giving fans access to sports betting at games. The retail sports book is scheduled to open by the start of the 20 season. Dow down 107. This is CBS News.
With Indeed Instant Match, just sponsor a post and immediately receive a short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Books, boarding, and burritos. The 3 B's of going to college. Well, maybe not the last one. Higher education doesn't have to break your bank account. Let Capoco Community Credit Union help you with a college expenses loan. See a Capoco Community Credit Union loan officer today and ask how they can help. Keeping up with studying and exams, that's hard enough. Make getting there easy with Credit Union. Find out more at capoco.org. Member NCUA.
I wasn't able to sleep in my own bed. Because of my wife's struggles with CPAP, I had to move out to the couch, out to the recliner, out to my son's bunk bed. That is, until she started using Inspire, a sleep apnea treatment that works inside her body with just the click of a remote.
Get back to sleeping in your own bed with no hose, just sleep. To learn more, visit InspireSleep.com. Inspire, sleep apnea innovation. Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at InspireSleep.com.
This view was worth a hike.
Right? And it's a good way to stay on top of my health.
Yes, I'm Cologuard, a prescription colon cancer screening option for people 45 plus at average risk. Have you screened for colon cancer?
Not yet.
Don't wait. It's more treatable when caught in early stages.
Tell me more.
Cologuard is non-invasive and it's used altered DNA in your stool to find 92% of colon cancers.
92%?
Yep, even those in early stages.
This was seen in a clinical study with patients 50 and older. Any positive result should be followed by a diagnostic colonoscopy. False positive and negative results may occur. Cologuard is not a replacement for colonoscopy in high-risk patients. Do not use if you have had adenomas, have inflammatory bowel disease, and or a personal or family history of colon cancer.
Most insured patients pay $0. Ask your provider or an online prescriber if Cologuard is right for you, or visit Cologuard.com.
I'm in.
Partly cloudy skies and 78 degrees at 10:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Percha. An ORV crash on Friday in Tuscola County claimed the life of a Kingston man. Police say 59-year-old Keith Davis was riding a four-wheeler on his property in Coylton Township around 3:10 p.m. when he attempted a turn at high speeds. Davis was thrown from the vehicle, striking a tree. Life-saving efforts by first responders were unsuccessful. The Tuscola County Sheriff's Office, the Kingston Fire Department, Kingston Police Department, and Marlette Ambulance Services. Great Lakes Bay Health Centers is kicking off the Community Immunity COVID-19 Vaccine Outreach Campaign today. Here's WSGW's Ann Williams.
The campaign is a partnership between the Great Lakes Bay Health Centers, Saginaw African American pastors, local Hispanic leaders, and the Michigan Primary Care Association. A 1 o'clock news conference is being held to introduce the program. The goal is to increase COVID-19 vaccination in the community by working to dispel myths and answer questions for those who are hesitant. At the same time, Great Lakes Bay Health Centers are celebrating National Health Center Week through August 4th. Health Day is being held at their center at 3023 Davenport from 10 to 3 today. They'll have children's activities, a diaper giveaway, $20 sports physicals, backpacks, and raffle prizes. They'll also be giving immunizations, including the COVID-19 vaccine. Ann Williams, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
WSGW News Time coming up on 10:07.
For almost 20 years, Line-X has been the only place to go for quality spray-on bed liner. But did you know they also offer rust-proofing and undercoating?
Their exclusive process will keep your new or used vehicle protected.
The guys at Line-X have the only wax-based rust-proofing and coat to ensure years of protection.
In fact, all new vehicles protected will get a lifetime warranty. No yearly touch-ups required.
And because their rust-proofing process is wax-based, you won't have any long-term dripping or mess to clean up later. Rust-proof your car, truck, or SUV and protect it year-round.
Line-X is located on Wilder Road in Bay City.
Give them a call at 989-671-9820 or call them at their Grand Blanc location, 810-695-9000.
Remember, your new car, truck, or SUV gets a lifetime warranty with no yearly touch-up required.
Again, the number in Bay City is 989-671-9820 or in Grand Blanc, 810-695-9000.
WSGW News Time, 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. Gas prices in Michigan declined slightly after setting a new high in 2021 of $3.31 per gallon last week. Michigan drivers are now paying an average of $3.30 per gallon for regular unleaded, which is 10 cents more than a week ago. This price is 11 cents more than this time last month and $1.10 more than this time last year. According to the Energy Information Administration, the higher prices of crude oil, rising demand for gasoline, and the decline of gas stocks have increased prices at the pump. Right now, the most expensive gas in Michigan is in Detroit, Ann Arbor, and Marquette. The least expensive, Arbor, Jackson, and Flint. The Marijuana Regulatory Agency issued an advisory to help protect children in Michigan from accidentally ingesting edible marijuana-infused products. Here's more from Michigan News Network's Michael Cohen.
The MRA's administrative rules prohibit packaging and labeling of marijuana products in shapes and designs that would appeal to minors. The rules also prohibit products that could be easily confused with commercially sold candy. If a child accidentally ingests marijuana, please call the Poison Control Hotline at 1-800-222-1222 and watch for difficulty breathing and sleepiness and drowsiness. If the reaction seems severe, call 911. Michael Cohen for the Michigan News Network.
An Upper Peninsula county that has become a popular destination for outdoor enthusiasts. Rescue team. Keweenaw County is on the Keweenaw Peninsula, surrounded by Lake Superior. 2 people stranded for hours on Porter's Island during a recent storm were rescued. Sheriff Kurt Pinalla says any plan would probably include some training with staff at Fort Wilkins State Park in Copper Harbor. He would like to find groups of people around the county to increase efficiency. The sheriff says rescues have increased as more people explore Keweenaw. The county has Sea-Doo personal watercraft and a police dog named Dogo. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It is 1010, and I am Mike Percha.
Here is your WSGW weatherology forecast. For today, we'll see a chance of scatter showers and thunderstorms across the area, otherwise partly sunny conditions. 7. Later on tonight, scattered thunderstorms are likely with a low around 71. For Tuesday, scattered showers and thunderstorms are likely, otherwise partly sunny conditions, and a high of 86. Later on Tuesday night, we'll see a chance of scattered thunderstorms and temperatures staying into the mid-70s. Scattered showers and thunderstorms are likely on Wednesday, otherwise expecting partly sunny conditions, and a high around 89. I'm meteorologist Nick Carlisle. Weatherology forecast. Right now it's 79.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
And welcome back to hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW for a Monday morning. Nice to have you with us for the past year and several months. We've all been following, if not directly engaged in, the aftermath of the dam collapses that led to the flooding last spring, which negatively affected a whole bunch of people in this region. And one of the men pursuing settlements and some kind of fair outcome for about 300 litigants is a man who is from this area originally, and he is attorney Ven Johnson. And we say good morning to him this morning. Ven, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Morning, Saginaw. How are you?
We're fine. So, it's been a year and several months. How close are we to finally getting some resolve to all the litigation going on?
Sadly, probably not as close as we need to be. What happened this last week, Judge Stevens in our Michigan Court of Claims case for what we call inverse condemnation. That's where the government illegally, as we believe, took our property and the value without our permission, without what we call just compensation under the law, denied the state of Michigan's motion, yet again, to throw our case out of court. It's called a motion for reconsideration. So judge just denied that late last week. Yet another major development, but now what it means is state appeal, which we think that they absolutely do not have an automatic right of appeal. So we will be fighting that now in the Michigan Court of Appeals and trying to put some light on, if you will, that the state is trying to pull a fast one on its constituents yet again.
Ven, I have to ask you as an attorney and, hearing about cases all my life and being the son of a lawyer, these kind of tactics are not uncommon in litigations, are they? And eventually they lead to a settlement, but they delay, they stall, all of those things.
True. And my position is, when you are engaged in litigation and your state absolutely fully understands by way of our governor, by way of our attorney general, that they, if you will, are guilty, that they have some culpability here. They did nothing for a year and a half really to try to force, if you will, what they should have been doing and take over the dams and or find somebody that was going to spend the money to update them to prevent the very thing that was absolutely predicted to happen, by the way, to these folks, the Boyce entities. So when you're litigating against your own constituents and you know you're wrong, it's time to step up and get real. But right now we're playing the litigation delay, deny, defend strategy, sadly. And they're apparently headed to the Michigan Court of Appeals when they really shouldn't even be there. And we think the Michigan Court of Appeals will agree with us on that eventually.
You mentioned that they have some culpability. Who else has culpability here that has pockets deep enough to get? I mean, you could go after Boyce, but they haven't got anything, have they?
But Boyce is gone.
Yeah, they're done.
For all intents and purposes, it's called the bankruptcy. And cheap, welcome to the world of corporate shell game. And so they throw in their $3 million insurance policy. They throw in their debt that they owed to banks and so forth. And ultimately, the John and Jane, two tax owners who had their property decimated, are going to get a penny on the dollar, let alone pennies on the dollar, sadly. So now we're going, of course, after this. We are likely, many of us, going to be also pursuing some resolution, if you will, against FERC. That's the federal agency that back in 2018, if you will, revoked the license of the Boyce Act to sell their electric hydropower, if you will. They just walked away and did nothing, knowing full well, and again, having put in writing repeatedly that this type of a flood was going to happen and that it could cause death and serious personal injury, let alone significant property injury. Just walked away and did nothing, as opposed to file an enforcement action to make these folks do what they should.
What does it take to sue a federal agency? Is the federal government not to some degree immune from some of that?
Oh, I love it when you talk like the law like that. Yeah, the answer is yes. The individuals are immune, And what that means, folks, is you can't sue the king unless the king tells you that you can't.
Yeah.
So welcome to governmental immunity. And I one of these days want to bore you and all your listeners with how evil this whole governmental immunity thing is, but let's move on. But the answer is yes, it makes it difficult. There are exceptions, and one of the exceptions is we can sue the individuals from FERC who were directly in good voice and not really doing what we believe to be their job under the law. And similar, we will be suing individuals from MDEQ and Eagle here in Michigan for the same thing.
That puts you back into the Court of Claims, doesn't it?
Well, great question. Sometimes yes, and sometimes it's in the Midland County Circuit Court is at least where we would initially file it, and then we probably have a little tussle about where it belongs. But when I sue an individual person who's a state employee, typically I'm in a regular circuit court, and that would be Judge Beals, at least there in Midland County, who obviously is a great judge.
So, Ven, let's talk reality here in terms of settling all of this. With all that's going on, and back into the courts and out of the courts and in the courts, realistically, how long do you think it's going to take to finally get a resolve? Well,
let me blow up in my crystal ball and make sure it's not dusty, sadly, right? But you look at Flint, Art, and Flint is just the Flint water tragedy. They've actually settled, and now they're fighting in terms of even with the federal judge, on who it includes and who it doesn't. So they're going on year 7.
Wow.
Again, against the state of Michigan, right? And a horrible tragedy. And that yet again reemphasizes my point. When you're litigating against your state, your own taxpayers, it seems to me that it should be different than how it currently is. And I'm hoping that Governor Whitmer steps up and takes care of this by setting up some type of a fund or otherwise instructing General Nessel to enter into negotiations and try to compensate these poor people who've had their lives absolutely decimated for over a year now with almost no relief whatsoever.
There are those who say that the Flint water settlement wasn't nearly sufficient.
I agree with you. Many will say that and have said that. I can tell you, if I'm a Flint resident who was poisoned by my government, okay, and my children poisoned by my own government, I would feel the same way.
Is that liable to be the resolve in the dam situation too, where you end up with a settlement, but maybe it doesn't rise to the level you think it should?
Well, the answer is I hope not. Unfortunately, when you're looking at a cataclysmic, damage loss here, not anybody can ever feel fully compensated, right, for all that they and are going through. So obviously, our job is to do the best that we can under the current state of the law with the facts that we have, and we're confident that we'll do well. But again, when it's happening to you, it probably will always feel inadequate, and I understand that.
Well, you represent about 300 litigants, somewhere around that number, and there are other attorneys with other litigants too. Are they all? Do you all go to the Court of Claims or the Appeals Court together? Or are you all?
Question.
Yep.
You're right. That's exactly right. We've combined all of the folks, at least in terms of the Court of Claims action. We've combined into one large group. I'm one of 3 what we call liaison counsel. So the 3 of us kind of are organizing and dealing with the court. So the motion that was argued in front of Judge Stevens, I argued. I was one of the on behalf of our group. So yes, we've all worked and done a great job of working together. So there is no infighting. There's absolutely a joint effort here for all of us to try to get justice for our clients equally.
Is this categorized as a class action?
Mass tort, MASS tort. So that's the interesting little, yet again, legal distinction, but type of thing. And mass tort is where each individual person has their own claim. And so that's what's happening here. there may be some in the near future, a motion filed by folks who believe it should be a class action, but we do not. We would likely have to oppose that because we believe that the damages are so different. Each property was damaged in a different way and in a different amount. So we don't think it necessarily lends itself really well to a class action, but that's probably yet another legal in a courtroom near you.
It's just one after another, isn't it?
It's nothing but fun, but no, it's a mess, right? And we knew that going in, but and you and I talked about this, Art. But when I saw and went up and met with my clients and saw the devastation to, back home to me, as you know, this can never happen again. And that's one of the great things about civil law work. One of the things that I love about doing this for 35 years, we can effectuate change. And I'm hoping that by dragging the state and kind of, if you will, putting their nose in it a little bit, forgive me for that analogy, I'm hoping that we can together come up with some more reasonable alternatives for how we handle major losses like this in the future when it's our government, because I don't think the current system's working very well. And I guarantee all my clients would agree with that.
Now, you represent all the clients. Does any of this action have any implication on the restoration of the dams and the lakes?
Another great question. The answer is no, that's separate. And that's going to be the Four Lakes Task Force that has already been given, if you will, or declared to be the new owners of that site, of plans to fix the dams. I've seen estimates as high as $25 million. I've seen the time frame somewhere between 4 and 5 years, but I don't think that's been determined with certainty yet. But I know that those folks are doing everything that they know how to do to work cooperatively with each other. But unfortunately, part of the mess that we keep talking about, one to continue to kind of give some type of a surcharge tax on the people that live on the water. So my clients, again, get, right, they haven't had the benefit of their property value now for over a year. They've gone through everything, and yet they get the fun task of having to pay for the new dam. So it's just a really difficult situation all the way around.
Yeah, I've said a number of times on the program that I always thought that was like hitting them when they're down.
And I know, and that's exactly how it feels to my clients. Absolutely. And
let me we'll finish up with this one. This is just one of those speculative questions I think of. Let's say they restore the dams. Let's say it takes years to get a settlement here. In the meantime, they restore the dams, the lakes come back, and now many of your clients are lakefront owners again. Will that have impact on the settlement?
I'm sure the defendant, the state of Michigan, will say yes. And of course,
that's why I asked.
Exactly. I love that. Look at you. See, your dad did such a great job instilling that scary legal brain.
Yeah.
Deal with internally every day for 35 years. But it's a great question. And I'm sure the defense will take the position that, you're right back to square one. And the answer is ask any one of them what it felt like when they saw, their homes being carried down the stream by, trees and rocks and boats. And you can understand where my clients are going to say, no, this does not put us back to where we were.
Well, Ven, look, I want to thank you for taking time to chat with us from time to time about this and keeping us up to date. Thank you for your good work on behalf of all these people who have suffered the loss. And we'll talk to you again down the road. Look forward to it.
Appreciate your time, Mark. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Attorney Ven Johnson, and he is the attorney representing about 300 of the litigants in the dam collapses, along with several other attorneys, as he acknowledged. We thank him for his time this morning. We will take a break and then come back. We'll have open phones for the remainder of the program. We'll talk a little bit more about the dams when we come back here on the Art Lewis Show on WSGW.
Saginaw is looking for a hardware department floor assistant and an experienced parts counter person. You must be prompt, dependable, willing to assist shoppers in the hardware department, or knowledgeable in small engine repair and parts. For an opportunity to fill these rewarding positions at one of this area's oldest, most highly respected hardware and service shops, bring a resume and apply in person to Dave at 5818 State Street, Saginaw, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. These full-time positions start now. Wolfiles Ace Hardware, 5818 State Street, Saginaw, is an equal opportunity employer.
You can join WSGW for the annual golf outing at the beautiful Sawmill Golf Course on Tuesday, August 17th. This 4-person scramble is only $50 per golfer or $200 per team, with the chance to win a play at the Full Cat Golf Course and treat stay. Go to WSGW.com and sign up as a single or a team and join the fun at the Sawmill on Tuesday, August 17th. It's called the Winvitational because of all the great prizes you can win. Sponsored by Westside Decorating in Saginaw. Register at WSGW.com today.
This view was worth a hike.
Right? And it's a good way to stay on top of my health.
Yes, I'm Cologuard, a prescription colon cancer screening option for people 45 plus at average risk. Have you screened for colon cancer?
Not yet.
Don't wait. It's more treatable when caught in early stages.
Tell me more.
Cologuard is non-invasive and it's used at home. It detects altered DNA in your stool to find 90% of colon cancers.
92%?
Yep, even those in early stages.
This was seen in a clinical study with patients 50 and older. Any positive result should be followed by a diagnostic colonoscopy. False positive and negative results may occur. Cologuard is not a replacement for colonoscopy in high-risk patients. Do not use if you have had adenomas, have inflammatory bowel disease and certain hereditary syndromes, or a personal or family history of colon cancer.
Most insured patients pay $0. Ask your provider or an online prescriber if Cologuard is right for you, or visit Cologuard.com.
I'm in.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this Business Report.
Stocks open mixed. Crude oil prices slumped after China's government imposed new restrictions to stop the spread of the Delta variant of COVID. There's merger news. DraftKings is buying Golden Nugget Online Gaming. Brookfield Asset Management is buying insurance company American National Group. Poultry company Sanderson Farms is being sold to Cargill and Continental Grain. Tyson Foods quarter was stronger than expected. Tyson was helped by people returning to restaurants. Office space rental company WeWork will partner with Cushman & Wakefield to create flexible workspace. Wall Street firm Jefferies Financial is raising pay for younger bankers. Wall Street firms have been paying more or raising bonuses to keep their workers. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Coselda, invested in you.
Summer's in full swing, and we have the coolest new shirts for the warm weather at Untuckit, including performance shirts that wick sweat, short sleeve styles to beat the heat, and our comfortable polos. Untuckit shirts are designed to be worn untucked, so they're just the thing to look and feel cool in the summer heat. And Untuckit shirts are perfect as we transition back to the things that we've been missing, like dinner with friends, reuniting with family, and vacations too. When the heat is on, the one shirt to keep you cool is Untuckit. Use code COOL for 20% off your first purchase at untuckit.com or over 80 Untuckit stores.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Hey, everybody. Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Mortgage and Rocket Companies. Here we saw historically low mortgage interest rates. In fact, over 1 million homeowners took advantage of refinancing or buying a new home with Rocket Mortgage. What you may not know is that interest rates are already starting to increase again, and it's likely that trend is only going to continue. Our team of experts is standing by to help you save before rates go up. With an official mortgage review from Rocket Mortgage, you'll see just how much money you could save by making a move right now. Don't look back over these next few weeks and wish that you had taken action. On your mortgage payments or pay off your home loan earlier than planned. You could even take cash out of your home to pay off high interest debt, complete home repairs, or bulk up on an emergency fund. When you want to secure a low rate, Rocket can. Call 833-8ROCKET or visit rocketmortgage.com. Rocket.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states and MLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
So here's what we're going to do.
The Ramsey Show.
If you want to be a millionaire, you need to learn what millionaires do and do what they do. through this stuff.
The Ramsey Show, weeknights at 10 on WSGW.
I'm back with you on the Art Lewis Show. I want to thank Attorney Ven Johnson for spending a few minutes with us talking about the dam collapses. And I don't. This may be a stretch, but I don't think it is. Is not what happened in the two dams in Edenville and Sanford proof positive of how much we need the infrastructure bill, hard infrastructure bill, sitting in the Senate waiting to move to the House? The longer we wait to fix the infrastructure of this country, A, the more expensive it will get, and B, the more disasters we are liable to see. We have seen over a couple of decades highway collapses, bridge collapses. We've seen the Flint water crisis, which pointed out how much lead pipe there still is in the ground. We have an electrification system, a grid in this country, which may be vulnerable to cyber problems. We have an aging rail transportation system in this country that needs to be looked at. We need to expand broadband. We found that out from the pandemic, where not everyone had access. Not all students had good access to broadband so that they could continue their studies. I mean, what other proof do we need? What's the hesitation in Washington? Well, it's all about leverage. You do it my way or the highway. And in the meantime, the country suffers. We need to get these things fixed, and we need to do it now. The Senate needs to pass the infrastructure bill, which they likely will do by tomorrow. The House needs to take it up and pass it. Then they can go fight for their $3+ trillion in social infrastructure. But in the meantime, come on, let's get it done. Quick break. We come back. We'll go to Mount Pleasant, talk to Jack when we return.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
The pandemic's reminded us we live in a sea of airborne germs that can assault us with every breath. Your nose is the body's first line of defense by helping filter out allergens, bacteria, and viruses before they reach your lungs. But like any air filter, the more clogged up it gets, the less it works. So how do you clean your nose? I'm Martin Hoke, and I didn't invent nasal irrigation. The neti pot's been around thousands of years. But I did invent Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. Navage uses powered suction to flush out mucus and germ. Congestion, or worse, can make you sick. Over 2 million people use Navage to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier without drugs. Navage has over 70,000 online reviews averaging 4.7 stars because it works and it's easy to use. Go to Navage.com or find Navage at Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target. Now available with eucalyptus for a spa-like experience. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose. The pandemic's reminded us we live in a sea of airborne germs that can assault us with every breath. Your nose is the body's first line of defense by helping filter out allergens, bacteria, and viruses before they reach your... Like any air filter, the more clogged up it gets, the less it works. So how do you clean your nose? I'm Martin Hoke, and I didn't invent nasal irrigation. The neti pot's been around thousands of years, but I did invent Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. Navage uses powered suction to flush out mucus and germs that cause congestion or worse, can make you sick. Over 2 million people use Navage to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier without drugs. Navage has over 70,000 online reviews averaging 4.7 stars because it works and it's easy to use. Go to Navage.com or find Navage at Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target. Eucalyptus for a spa-like experience. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
Oh, according to research, 82% of people remember radio ads. That means that 82% of you listening right now will remember that this is an ad for ZipRecruiter. If you're hiring, 82% of you will recall that ZipRecruiter makes hiring faster and easier. And 82% of you will note that you can try ZipRecruiter for free today. But you have to go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio, like where this ad plays. 82% of you will keep in mind that ZipRecruiter's technology finds qualified people and invites them to apply.
Is that you? Who are you talking to?
82% of you will also know that I live with my mom. But the most important thing to note is that ZipRecruiter works. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Will you be part of the 82% who remember where you can try ZipRecruiter for free? It's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Again, that exclusive link is ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Yes, radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
WSGW is your station for the Tigers.
Fly ball left center field. This one's got some carry to it in left center. Off the top of the wall and gone a home. A run shot for Derek Hill. First career home run gives the Tigers a 3-1 lead in the second.
Tigers baseball brought to you in part by
Ed Raymond and Sons in downtown Chesaning.
DCECU.
Schaefer and Beerline in Frankenmuth.
Your home for Detroit Tigers baseball is WSGW. Direct from the Stone Specialist Studios. This is 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show for this Monday morning, and let's go to Mount Pleasant and talk to Jack this morning. Morning, Jack. Morning, Jack. No, we lost Jack. Uh-oh, Jack, call back. Jack, call back. Well, that has a nice ring to it. Anyway, open phones for the remainder of the hour. There was a report put out on climate change. And it's titled Code Red for Humanity. Climate change unequivocal, the report says, unequivocal. And, you know, we expected to hear this because if you look around, there are droughts, there are fires, there are heavy storms, there's a whole bunch of weather going on. And I have to admit, over the many, many years, I'm not a climate change denier. I'm a climate change moderator, I guess I would say. By that, I mean, I don't think we humans are totally responsible for climate change. I think we have a portion of responsibility, but Mother Nature has more of a say than we will ever have. And I wonder, in the cycle of life of this planet, if we are not near the end of an ice age, where you would expect the warmest temperatures. Now, again, I'm not denying that we humans have a part. Obviously, since the Industrial Revolution, we have pumped lots of stuff into the atmosphere. And while we may improve as a nation, we don't have control over nations like India and China and others. So, you know, that's why I say I moderate my feelings on climate change. Carl's in Saginaw. Good morning, Carl.
Good morning, Art. We were talking about choice. You were talking about the people getting the vaccine.
Yep.
You know, that That should be their choice. And I was pulling your leg a little bit, Art, when I tried to make the point that, that now you're pro-choice. I thought maybe you understood that I was having a little fun at your expense, trying to put that label on you.
Yeah, and I was giving it right back to you. So.
Okay, but actually, I think, Art, there's a point to be made here, or there's something I'd like to explore this with you. This idea that, of course, an abortion, the objection to that is that, you're taking another life. I get that. But, when it comes to the virus, it seems to me, if you don't get a shot and you carry the virus to someone else or to multiple people, you are putting their lives at risk. And it seems to me, if you think that life is sacrosanct, that life above everything else is most important, then I don't see how you could refuse to get a vaccine. And
well, I didn't. I got the vaccine. I didn't refuse.
Well, I know. So did I. I know you.
And remember this: I recommend everyone get a vaccine, but if they have any questions, talk to your doctor. If you have a medical reason for not getting a vaccine, I'm fine with that. And that's what I mean by choice.
Doctors, 95% of doctors themselves have gotten the vaccine, which should tell you something.
Yeah, but that's, but that, again, remember.
Are some people who have, there are some people who have immune disorders.
I know a doctor who's allergic to vaccines. I know a doctor who can't get them.
Yes, of course, there's going to be some exceptions. But I think there's a lot of people out there who think they're allergic to vaccines. They actually don't know.
That may be. That may be. Because
something happened to them in their childhood 30 years ago, they had a reaction to something. Well, that doesn't, you should talk to your doctor now about, questions you have. Not a conversation you had 30 years ago with him that you might be allergic to bees. So it just seems to me.
Well, there's a huge difference, and it's in one. It's in one. Just Carl, in one hand, when we talk about the abortion issue, it's absolute. It is not absolute in the vaccine issue. It's probable, it's possible, but it's not absolute.
So, like I said, it seems to me if you believe life is sacrosanct, then you would do anything to prevent somebody from losing their life.
Well, yeah. And I did. I got the vaccine.
Excellent.
So there. I mean, but is it my place? Is it my place to tell somebody else they have to? Now, and again, I may make the case that they should, but it's not my place to dictate it.
Yeah, but you were kind of like saying, well, it's your choice if you do, it's your choice if you don't.
Well, it is. Even if I make the case, it's still their choice, isn't it?
Okay, but what about private? All right, let's talk about private companies. Should they be able to mandate their employees get a vaccine?
Yep. Sure, why not? Because they're a private company. They have the right to set the employment standard.
Yes, and what do you think of Governor DeSantis in Florida telling like the cruise lines or school districts, overriding them? He's going to withhold funding.
Well, he just lost one because Norwegian Cruise Lines was told they can require vaccinations despite his pronouncements. I'm not. I have to be honest. I don't think he's totally doing the right thing. There are points about. Well, of course he is. Yeah, I know that, and there's a lot of people running against him. And if the state of Florida continues to have a huge crisis with the Delta variant, it's going to hurt him. As a matter of fact, polling numbers have showed that it already has. So he's got to live and die by his own. He's got to politically live and die by his own actions. Do I think he's totally right? No, I don't.
more interested in running for president than the safety of the people in Florida.
Well, that you know, I mean, you can apply that to everybody.
25% of the new cases in the country are in Florida right now.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's doing it right. That's why I said I don't think he is. But that's, you know, I don't live in Florida. I don't vote for DeSantis. And the poll numbers are showing that he's hurting himself. So, you know, politically, you live or die by your actions, don't you? That's the nature of the beast. Listen, I have said many, many times, it is my firm belief that that is why Donald Trump was not reelected. He lost the election, I think, because of COVID-19. So,
I agree.
All right.
His handling.
Gotta run.
Give him credit for the vaccine, though. I'll give him
Well,
credit
you
for
have
that.
to, because it happened under him, you know, even though Biden won't.
Okay.
Even though Biden won't. So, all right. Hey, we got to run. We'll take a break, and we will be back with more Lines Open on the Art Lewis Show.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do, but you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh and Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
RocketGrabPlus.com. The days of paying full price are over. And at RocketGrabPlus.com, we are here to give you the killer deals that you need. You can get tons of deals going on right now from Fat Matt's Bar Palette, Kitchen Kings, Cafe 1-3, Woody's Hot Dogs, King's Fish and More, the Pine River Golf Course, Beer Garden, the Hamptons Boutique Tanning and Salon, and the Bay Regional Fencing Alliance. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal. RocketGrabPlus.com.
Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Mortgage and Rocket Companies. Last year, we saw historically low mortgage interest rates. What you may not know is that interest rates are already starting to increase, and it's likely that trend is only going to continue. Our team of experts is standing by to help you save before rates go up. Don't look back and wish that you had taken action. Call 833-8-ROCKET or visit rocketmortgage.com. Rocket.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states and MLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
This view was worth a hike.
Right? And it's a good way to stay on top of my health.
Yes, I'm Cologuard, a prescription colon cancer screening out. Plus, at average risk. Have you screened for colon cancer?
Not yet.
Don't wait. It's more treatable when caught in early stages.
Tell me more.
Cologuard is non-invasive and it's used at home. It detects altered DNA in your stool to find 92% of colon cancers.
92%?
Yep, even those in early stages.
This was seen in a clinical study with patients 50 and older. Any positive result should be followed by a diagnostic colonoscopy. False positive and negative results may occur. Cologuard is not a replacement for colonoscopy in high-risk patients. Do not use if you have had adenomas, have inflammatory bowel disease and certain hereditary syndromes, or a personal or family history of colon cancer.
Most insured patients pay $0. Ask your provider or an online prescriber if Cologuard is right for you, or visit Cologuard.com.
I'm in.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robin show, what's the most ridiculous thing someone said over the weekend? It's not fair.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 7 WSGW.
Back with you on the Art Lewis Show, and back to our phones. Sean is in Bay City. Sean, good morning. Morning, Sean.
Hey, just a quick comment for Carl that called in. I'm not sure. Carl said he'd do anything to save anybody's life. Well, he should probably give up his car. He should probably give up any booze. He probably should take his Nikes off. Don't watch the NBA. I mean, come on, Carl. You gotta think this stuff out a little bit.
Yeah.
So when somebody speaks like that and they're so absolute, and he's a very scary individual to me. That's just my opinion.
Well, and realize it's just his too. So you know,
I understand.
So I understand. I certainly understand where you're coming from.
Educate himself a little bit before he speaks.
Because it's true. If it's true, if we wanted to take care of everything that kills, we wouldn't drive cars. we wouldn't do any of that.
A lot of things
we wouldn't do a lot of things.
That ain't
You're
stuff
right.
Made in China. I mean, it's all sweatshops and stuff.
Yeah.
That's just your clothes.
Well,
Come on,
you know what?
You gotta think, buddy.
You bring up an interesting point, Sean. We've got to do something about China. We absolutely have to. This country is becoming almost subservient to them. The components of our drugs come from China. Parts for our cars come from China. Everything is China, 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 and we're to blame because we wanted everything cheap. Somehow we've got to fix this.
And number two, I'd just like to point this out. There are cab drivers, Uber drivers, restaurants, multiple businesses saying if you have a vaccination, you are not allowed to come in my restaurant. We'll get in my
not many. And there's not many of those. Yeah, there's not many of those. They're very few and far between. Most places want you to have it.
Exist. I mean,
but they're very few and far between.
Out there that are stepping up.
They're certainly not the majority. They're far from
and
it.
Then number three, and I'll leave you with this, Art. What I find fantastic is a guy like Carl will call up and say all about the vaccine, and he's obviously a Democrat. I can tell, right? Just the things he said, which is fine. But he should go back and listen to the things Kamala Harris said about the vaccine, what Joe Biden said about the vaccine. He'll never take it. You want me to take this and nobody's checked it out, all this other stuff, and now you go to jail if you don't take it. You got to educate yourself, Carl, and all the other people out there. You are being played to the nth degree.
You've been vaccinated?
No, and I'm not necessarily against the vaccine. Maybe in 5 years, if I could see some more stuff and know what goes on down the future, I am not an anti-vaccine person. I'm just an anti-stupid person. That's all.
The vaccine is, people, a lot of
jumping off the bridge. I'm not jumping.
Yeah, but a lot of the objections to the vaccine were that it was rushed to the market and testing. The reality is that vaccine's been around a long, long time. They've been testing messenger RNA vaccines for years, and all they had to do was put the right variant into it to tell your body what to do, and that's what they did. And it probably will get full use.
The latest report that the flu vaccine it works for COVID too. It can help for COVID, just the regular flu vaccine. No,
can help, but not to the efficacy of the COVID vaccine though. But anyway, look.
I just said it could help.
Yeah, it could help, but there's a lot. Yeah, I mean,
the regular flu vaccine.
Yeah, but it's the bottom line is.
Why would that be?
Why would what be? Why would it help?
Well, why would it be that the regular flu vaccine would help with COVID?
Because it might. It might.
You can come up with.
No, it might. It might mitigate the impact of COVID. I haven't read anything that said the flu vaccine will prevent COVID. Why
would that be, though, Art? Why would that be? The logical question is, why would that be? Well, because it's the flu. It's the only one you can come up with.
Well, it's a variant. All right.
The simplest answer is always the correct answer.
Nah, not necessarily.
So I highly recommend that people educate themselves.
All right, Sean.
Call in and spout off.
All right.
Have a great day, Art.
Bye-bye now. All right. Look.
Yep.
Thank you, Sean. Here's the bottom line. There's a lot of information and misinformation about COVID and the vaccine out there. Careful what you read, careful what you believe. And I've said this till I'm blue in the face. When I want information about an illness, a virus, I don't listen to talk show hosts. I don't listen to politicians. I go to my doctor. I go to the experts. Now, the problem over the past year and a half is the experts have changed their mind dozens of times. But that's to be expected. As a new virus comes along like COVID-19 did, it becomes a learning process. And as you learn, you may change your recommendation. Happens all the time. The more you know about something, the more you slant your recommendation to the latest knowledge. So I don't fault them for confusing us from time to time. It's the nature of the beast. All right. Got to take a last break here, and then we will return to close out the Art Lewis Show for this Monday.
While you're comfortable inside your home or business, the weather takes a toll on your roof. Wind, rain, hail, UV rays, and the heat of the sun cause premature failure of your shingles. Everyone loves to save money. If you have an aging roof, don't spend a lot of money on replacement. Get a RoofMax shingle treatment and get some peace of mind. Get more life for less money. Guaranteed with RoofMax, a powerful fusion of science and nature. Call Ben today at 859-6751.
For the ones who know that a little late is always too late, and that the clock doesn't stop just because you're missing a part, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry. And our Keep Stock inventory management solutions help ensure you have the in the right place at exactly the right time. Visit Grainger.com/keepstock to learn more. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
In their recent budget proposal, the White House Budget Office forecast inflation for 2021 at 2.1%. In June, the actual rate was 5.4%. The point? Inflation is here. It's coming faster than our government is prepared for, and their solution is to stick their heads in the sand. Now, don't stick your head in the sand. This is Dinesh D'Souza urging you to hedge against inflation by diversifying into gold and silver with Birch Gold Group. Through a little-known tax loophole, Birch Gold Group can help you convert your retirement savings tied to the stock market into an IRA backed by precious metals. I buy my gold from Birch Gold. They have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and countless 5-star reviews. Get a free information, the word PROTECT to 989898. Again, text PROTECT to 989898. To claim your free, no-obligation information kit and to speak with a precious metals expert on holding gold and silver in a tax-sheltered account.
Guys, stop putting your love life on hold. U.S. Pharmacy has some exciting news. If you've been wanting to try Viagra or Cialis, now's the perfect time. Call today and receive 90 little blue or little yellow pills for only $119 with free shipping. Why order some low-dose sildenafil from one of those subscription services when we can give you what you want now? Call 800-990-6271 and we'll rush your order discreetly packaged to your door. Been thinking about trying Viagra or Cialis? Call U.S. Pharmacy at 800-990-6271 for as little as only $119 for 90 pills. Need your package in a hurry? Call 800-990-6271 and ask about our express shipping option, and we'll rush your order to you as soon as possible. Save money on the list you've been wanting to try. Again, 800-990 now. That's 800-990-6271.
All right, that's going to do it for this edition of the Art Lewis Show. Back tomorrow with more here on WSGW. Coming up on Focus, we'll talk to Sarah Schreiber about Project 111 and safe driving. That'll follow the news from CBS and the local report. We'll be back to talk to you right after that.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Facet Wealth.
I'm Steve Kafin. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, says a climate expert about a new indicates global warming is likely to intensify, and the planet is a decade from the kind of trouble world leaders have sought to prevent. American climate specialist Cole Barrett says climate changes are rapid.
What's new in this report is that we can now attribute many more changes at the global and regional level to human influence.
The CBS News meteorologist Jeff Berardelli.
Headlines of this report are, it's unequivocal. It is humans, 100%. It is a fact that we are warming the planet. Carbon dioxide is higher than it's been in 2 million years. Temperatures are higher than they've been in 125,000 years. And the last one, and I hate to bring a little tough love your way, we are failing.
Canada has lifted its pandemic border restrictions with the U.S. Movement will be easier for Americans who are fully vaccinated. In Baton Rouge, Louisiana, CBS's Omar Villafranca is at a hospital spike.
Doctors and nurses are treating more COVID patients than ever before. Almost all of them unvaccinated, says Hospital Chief of Critical Care and Pulmonary Services, Dr. Stephen Briere.
You see all the misinformation out there. I can understand sometimes why they make the decisions they do. When you read those lies, they're scary to a lot of people.
And those lies are difficult to combat.
The woman who filed the first criminal complaint against New York Governor Andrew Cuomo is speaking out to CBS This Morning and Albany's Times-Union newspaper. Brittany Comiso is a former executive assistant to Cuomo.
He put his hand up my blouse and cupped my breast over my bra. I exactly remember looking down, seeing his hand, thinking to myself, oh my.
Times reports Time's Up leader Roberta Kaplan's resigned in the fallout over work done advising the Cuomo administration. Jury selection today in the federal trial of singer R. Kelly in New York. He faces racketeering charges. Asante McGee, who lived with him in 2016, accuses him of abusing her and other women.
I do believe this is a different time for him, simply because of social media and then so many women coming forward and having so much more evidence than it was back in 2008.
On the labor front today, CBS's Vicki Barker tells us.
Restaurant and supermarket workers have seen their average pay rise above $15 an hour for the first time. At sporting goods, hobby, and book and music stores, average pay is approaching $17 an hour. And with many businesses still competing for workers, we could yet see more increases.
And checking Wall Street right now, the Dow is down 100 points. This is CBS News.
Facet Wealth, personalized and planning for everyday Americans. No wealth or asset minimums. Quality financial advice for every stage of your life.
There's never been a better time to switch to Spectrum Mobile. You could save hundreds of dollars on your mobile bill. Plus, there are no added taxes, hidden fees, and no contracts. Try the Spectrum Mobile Savings Calculator today, and in 3 easy steps, you'll see how much you could save by switching. Visit spectrummobile.com/save. Spectrum Internet required. Savings may vary. Restrictions apply. Visit spectrummobile.com/save for details.
I wasn't able to sleep in my own bed. Because of my wife's struggles with CPAP, I had to move out to the couch, out to the recliner, out to my son's bunk bed. That is until she started using Inspire, a sleep apnea treatment that works inside her body with just the click of a remote.
Get back to sleeping in your own bed with Inspire. No mask, no hose, just sleep. To learn more, visit inspiresleep.com. Innovation. Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for third-generation auto in Bay City. You're going to get a full synthetic oil change, a free pair of wiper blades, also a 35-point inspection, complete lube, filter, and all fluids topped off in the same day, and at no extra charge. This deal would normally cost you $110, but you are getting it for $39.99. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Hi, Tom Bodette for Motel 6, leaving the light on for the homebody, who now would rather be an anywhere but homebody after spending 12 months stuck at home with nobody but themselves. Well, Motel 6 has plenty of clean, comfortable rooms, all at a great low rate. So when you decide to visit somebody, anybody, anywhere else but your home, Motel 6, Tom Bodette for Motel 6, and we'll leave the light on for you.
From the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Partly cloudy skies, the meter 1 degrees at 11:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Pritchard. The Saginaw County Sheriff's Department had responded to a Hemlock location on Saturday for a report of a homicide. Deputies discovered the body of a 55-year-old Saginaw County woman in the 17,000 block of Swan Creek Road. They arrested a male suspect who's being held in the Saginaw County Jail. Neither the suspect or the victim have been identified. The suspect is awaiting arraignments. Saginaw Township and Michigan State Police dealt with a vehicle motorcycle crash just before 10:30 Saturday night. The motorcycle was struck by a pickup truck that reportedly left the scene of the crash at Bay and Kochville Roads. At least one person on the motorcycle was seriously injured. No other information has been released. Midlands Parks and Recreation Center Incorporated are partnering to offer an event called Superheroes Unmasked on this Friday. The event is a summer dance party for adults with disabilities and their caregivers. Attendees are encouraged to dress as their favorite superhero and come ready to enjoy live music, snacks, and dancing. The event takes place from 6:30 to 9 p.m. at Emerson Park Shelter at 1300 West Main Street. Tickets are $5 per person. There is no pre-registration, and participants can pay to attend on site. 989-837-6930. WSGW News Time, 11:07.
This view was worth a hike.
Right? And it's a good way to stay on top of my health.
Yes, I'm Cologuard, a prescription colon cancer screening option for people 45 plus at average risk. Have you screened for colon cancer?
Not yet.
Don't wait. It's more treatable when caught in early stages.
Tell me more.
Cologuard is non-invasive and it's used at home. It detects altered DNA in your stool to find 92%.
92%?
Yep, even those in early stages.
This was seen in a clinical study with patients 50 and older. Any positive result should be followed by a diagnostic colonoscopy. False positive and negative results may occur. Cologuard is not a replacement for colonoscopy in high-risk patients. Do not use if you have had adenomas, have inflammatory bowel disease and certain hereditary syndromes, or a personal or family history of colon cancer.
Most insured patients pay $0. Ask your provider or an online prescriber or visit Cologuard.com.
I'm in.
WSGW News Time, 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. The Canadian border opened to Americans today, but you won't just be able to breeze over like we did before the pandemic. Only vaccinated Americans are allowed, and everyone must download the Arrive Can app. You'll need to upload vaccination and medical information into the app. You should also bring your paper vaccination card. In addition to that, you'll need to take a COVID test within 72 hours of crossing. The Arrive Can app will also ask for a quarantine test comes back positive. Unvaccinated children are under 12 are allowed if accompanied by a vaccinated parents. The COVID-19 pandemic may have put older adults at greater risk for falls. Health reporter Dr. Deanna Lights has this.
A quarter of adults between the ages of 50 and 80 experienced a fall between the start of the pandemic in March 2020 and January 2021, according to the University of Michigan's National Poll on Healthy Aging.
About a third of older adults stopped doing moderate activity levels during the pandemic, and this loss of mobility and physical conditioning, so people's strength and endurance decreased.
That's Jeffrey Hoffman with U of M School of Nursing, who contributed to the poll. The poll also finds that during the pandemic, almost 30% of older adults injured by a fall either delayed or did not receive medical care they felt they needed.
Dr. Deanna Lights, the Michigan News Network.
Luis Martinez will never have to embellish the after confirmation he set a new state record for the largest Chinook salmon ever caught in Michigan. The teenager from Ortonville reeled in the 48-pounder on a Saturday morning while fishing on a charter boat in Lake Michigan with his mom, sister, and stepfather. The 19-year-old battled to pull the record-setting fish in for around 30 minutes off the lake's Big Sable Point. The previous record was a Chinook salmon of just over 46 pounds caught in 1978 on the Grand River in Kent County. WSGW News Time, 11:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here is your WSGW weatherology forecast. Of scattered showers and thunderstorms across the area, otherwise partly sunny conditions and a high of 87. Later on tonight, scattered thunderstorms are likely with a low around 71. For Tuesday, scattered showers and thunderstorms are likely, otherwise partly sunny conditions and a high of 86. Later on Tuesday night, we'll see a chance of scattered thunderstorms and temperatures staying into the mid-70s. Scattered showers and thunderstorms are likely on Wednesday, otherwise expecting partly sunny conditions and a high around 89. I'm meteorologist Nick Carlisle with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Right now it's 82.
Now, it's time as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
Well, good morning to you and welcome. Welcome to another edition of Focus here on WSGW. Today we're going to focus on something called Project 111, a safe driving movement. And with us this morning to talk about it and maybe an event coming up is Sarah Schreiber. Sarah, good morning to you.
Morning, Art. How are you today?
We're doing well. I hope you are too.
Good.
Yes. Before we get into Project 111, do you have a major event coming up?
We do. Yeah, we are having our annual fundraiser, and it's Sunday, September 12th at Sandy Ridge Golf Course. We're having a wonderful golf outing this year, and we are so excited to offer a safe event for our lots of fun. We have a hole-in-one contest on all the par threes. You could win a new car thanks to Garber Chevrolet. We're having a silent auction and dinner and a concert by 80s cover band Slick Jimmy that evening. So it's just going to be a fun day for the community and an opportunity for everyone to come out and support what Project 111 is doing.
Well, Sarah, let's talk about Project 111, Project 111. First of all, I think we need to congratulate you on being named executive director, but also give us a little history of this project and why it came about.
Yeah, so my first husband was Officer Chad Schreiber of the Midland City Police Department. He was with the department for 14 years and passed away really unexpectedly back in 2007 as he was running the Chicago Marathon. Many of your listeners may recall that. He had a dream, and the dream was to give teenagers incentives to drive well. Let's entice them to make safe decisions behind the wheel instead of police officers just giving them tickets. And Chad's badge number was actually number 111, and that's how we got our name. He was never able to get this idea, this concept off the ground before he passed away. So after he passed away, we had the opportunity to, in essence, make his dream come true. But the reality is it's a great idea. Research indicates that teenagers lack the brain that helps with consequence reasoning. It's the reason that teenagers, engage in risk-taking more than adults. And so as Chad researched the teen brain and said, wait a minute, if teenagers really don't care about consequences, and that was his only option as a police officer was to give them a consequence when they messed up, he said, what if we actually gave them reasons to make better choices on the front end and then gave them incentives for those?
I have to ask
how we came about.
I have to ask because of the nature of Project 111, where you're trying to instill safe driving into teenagers. In order to do that, you have to have willing participants. What's been the reaction of the teenage community?
Oh, Art, they absolutely love Project 111. They are so excited to be able to sign up each year. They get to sign up when they are juniors and seniors in the high schools in Midland County. And they all know that they have to stay free in order to be in the running to earn an incentive each month. And I'm telling you, Project 111 puts our money where our mouth is. We really have worked hard to speak the teen language when it comes to safe driving and teaching them. We don't just give away these incredible incentives. We give away Apple Watches, iPads, GoPros, $300 gift cards to Nike and Lululemon and Ulta. And so we speak their language, but we have developed teaching topics, and every month of the school year we teach them about safe driving in a language that they understand. Fun hashtags. Your listeners may not realize that the number one danger to a teenage driver is having friends in the car with them.
Yep.
Even above cell phone use, having friends in the car is particularly dangerous to teenagers. So we created a fun hashtag called Be a Better Rider. We realized that telling them not to ride together probably isn't going to work. Mm-hmm. So let's equip for passengers.
All right. Sarah, got to interrupt because I got to take a break here, and then we'll come back and talk more about the golf outing too. Sarah Schreiber is our guest with Project 111. More ahead on Focus after these notes.
Great Lakes Bay Health Centers would like to remind you that building a defense against COVID-19 will take all of us. That's why we're proud to offer not only COVID testing, but also free COVID vaccines at multiple locations. Visit GreatLakesBayHealthCenters.org for comprehensive information on locations and times near you. The only way this pandemic will end is with us. So let's all do our part to stay healthy and get vaccinated. Please remember to continue following safety measures to keep yourself, your family, and together we can finally end COVID-19.
Service. It's hard to find these days. M&R Garage Door has built their business on it. M&R Garage Door has been taking care of their customers in the Tri-Cities for over 50 years. M&R can repair any brand garage door or opener, including all residential and industrial doors. Call them today for all your service needs. M&R has garage doors and openers for every style and every budget. Call M&R Garage Door at 989-894-0971. For all of your garage door and opener needs, 989-894-0971.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found at the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Research shows people remember radio ads that remind them of the past. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need, here's an ad that'll really take you back.
Back in my day, I heard a voice from the radio say, Liberty Mutual customizes. Only pay for what I need. I'm getting on in years now, but heavens to Betsy, there are some things an old fella like me just never forgets.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty. There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
On air and online from the Stone Specialist Studios. This is 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
Back with you, talking to Sarah Schreiber of the Project 111 in Midland, a safe driving project relating to teenagers. Big fundraising event coming up Sunday, September 12th at the Sandy Ridge Golf Course. So let's talk a little bit more about that, Sarah. First of all, your premier sponsor, which is Garber and Garber Chevrolet of Midland, and the Garber family of auto dealers have been community involved forever.
Yes, we are so thankful to have Garber on board. Each and every year they support us as our premier sponsor, and we could not do it. So thank you. A big hats off to Garber.
All right, so let's talk about the golf outing details, the whens and wheres and all of that, and how someone signs up for it.
Sure. So again, it's Sunday, September 12th at Sandy Ridge Golf Course. check-in is at noon and a shotgun start at 12:30. We will also be having a social hour for people who are not golfers. They can join us at 5 p.m. for the social hour, which is dinner, a concert, and a silent auction. It's $400 and then $25 per person for the social hour for those non-golfers. You can get all the information as well as sign up on our website. The website is simply www.project111.org.
And if someone doesn't want to play golf or doesn't want to come to the dinner, they can still make a donation, can't they?
Oh, we would really appreciate. We have sponsorship opportunities. We are looking for one business that would want to be our dinner sponsor at $1,000. And then we have whole sponsor opportunities at $500, $250, or $100. And we love to give wonderful promo to all of our sponsors as a thank you to them for their donation. And if you are an individual and you are out there and you care about teenagers and safety, we would love to have you come on board and partner with us through this event. And the pandemic was tough on nonprofits, especially in Midland County, where we also faced 500-year flooding. It's been a tough season for nonprofits. We are no exception to that. And, the reality is we're saving lives.
Yep.
The teams in Midland County are involved in 10% fewer accidents than their counterparts around the state. So our program works, and we would love to have you partner with us.
If a business wants to look at those sponsorship opportunities, how do they contact you for that?
You know what? They can see all of that website, or they are welcome to email me at Sarah, and that is Sarah with an H, at project111.org, Sarah at project111.org. And again, you can get all of the info through our website, our Facebook page, or on Instagram.
Well, Sarah, thanks for spending a little time with us this morning, and we hope you have a great success with the golf tournament, a big major fundraiser for you. Let's hope it goes well.
Thanks, Art. Thanks so much for your continued support. Always a pleasure chatting with you.
Anytime, Sarah. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye
you
now.
Too. Bye-bye.
Sarah Scheiber, Executive Director of Project 111. We thank her for being with us. We'll take a break, come back, and we'll find out what's happening in the marketplace with someone from Baird & Company, because I believe Steve Anderson's on vacation this week. So we'll find out who it is when we return.
Oh, wow. I love what you've done to your kitchen. Thanks. We did new countertops and a new sink and faucet. Oh, it looks great. Did you do all the work yourself? Oh, no. We worked with the remodeling department at Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. They helped us select the right choice. Selection of countertop material, and we love it. We shopped around too. Reamer had the best selection and the best pricing. So, what's your next project? Well, since we love our new kitchen, we plan to do the bathroom next. Oh, wow. This time, we'll go straight to Reamer. You should see all the new things they have for the bathroom.
Visit the showroom at Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning to see countertop displays of Cambria quartz and Corian, kitchen sinks made of Corian, stainless steel, quartz, swanstone, and cast iron, plus a large display of kitchen faucets from several manufacturers. One is perfect for your lifestyle and budget. Shop local. Shop Reamer. Go to reamerplumbing.com.
Any way you spell it, Reamer means quality.
The pandemic's reminded us we live in a sea of airborne germs that can assault us with every breath. Your nose is the body's first line of defense by helping filter out allergens, bacteria, and viruses before they reach your lungs. But like any air filter, the more clogged up it gets, the less it works. So how do you clean your nose? I'm Martin Hoke, and I didn't invent nasal irrigation. The neti pot's been around thousands of years, but I did invent nose easy. Navage uses powered suction to flush out mucus and germs that cause congestion or worse, can make you sick. Over 2 million people use Navage to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier without drugs. Navage has over 70,000 online reviews averaging 4.7 stars because it works and it's easy to use. Go to Navage.com or find Navage at Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target. Now available with eucalyptus for a spa-like experience. AGE, clean nose, healthy life.
You can join WSGW for the annual golf outing at the beautiful Sawmill Golf Course on Tuesday, August 17th. This 4-person scramble is only $50 per golfer or $200 per team, with the chance to win a play at the Full Cat Golf Course and Treetops Resort, including an overnight stay. Go to WSGW.com and sign up as a single or a team and join the fun at the Sawmill on Tuesday, August 17th. It's called the Winvitational because of all the great prizes you can win. Sponsored by Westside Decorating in Saginaw. Register at WSGW.com today.
Flying by, but you still want to find some great family fun. The Saginaw Arts and Enrichment Commission and WSGW remind you there's still tons of fun as part of Saginaw Celebrate Summer, presented by Hemlock Semiconductor. Concerts, movies, art, nature activities, and more throughout Saginaw and the riverfront area, with many of the events happening for free. Saginaw Celebrate Summer immerses you in the vibrancy of the community while enjoying entertaining cultural and educational activities. Saginaw Celebrate Summer, presented by Hemlock Semiconductor. Follow us on Facebook and Plus daily updates here on WSGW.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robin show, what's the most ridiculous thing someone said over the weekend?
It's not fair. Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW, and we thank Sarah for being with us from Project 111. Again, their golf tournament is September 12th. That's Sandy Ridge Golf Course, and if you go to project111.org, you can find out all about it, and there is a sign up right there online for that and for the dinner, and more information too about sponsorships. So great event, great organization, and could always use your support. All right, we're going to move on. We haven't heard from Baird yet, so we will pass that on to Terry Henney this morning, and then we will take leave, and we'll be back tomorrow with lots more right here on WSGW. I'm Art Lewis. Have yourself a great day. Stick around now for Terry Henney's Farm Show coming along next, and he'll have more from Baird & Company.
Wool Files in Saginaw is looking for a hardware department floor assistant and an experienced parts counter person. You must be prompt, dependable, willing to assist shoppers in the hardware department, or knowledgeable in small engine repair and parts. For an opportunity to fill these rewarding positions at one of this area's oldest, most highly respected hardware and service shops, bring a resume and apply in person to Dave at 5th Saginaw between the hours of 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. These full-time positions start now. Wool Files, Ace Hardware, 5818 State Street, Saginaw, is an equal opportunity employer.
What's impressive about Pioneer Corn Product Development? We're here in Ogle County, Illinois, with a piece of amazing technology. No, not the shovel. The technology I'm talking about is in the seed. It's the power of Pioneer brand Chrome products. A Pioneer sales rep is digging up this root ball to make a point. Chrome products represent incredible engineering. This technology works across more Pioneer germplasm than products. So you get this balance between protection and performance, above and below ground defense with above and beyond results. Oh, here it is. Now this is what you want to see. Healthy roots. Chrome technology. Another thing that makes Pioneer, Pioneer. You'll hear more from me later. For now, representative here from you.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is for third-generation auto in Bay City. You're going to get a full synthetic oil change, a free pair of wiper blades, also a 35-point inspection, complete lube, filter, and all fluids topped off in the same day. And Still would normally cost you $110, but you are getting it for $39.99. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal.
RocketGrabPlus.com.
Hi, break time? I know you. I'm Cologuard, a prescription colon cancer screening option for people 45 plus at average risk. It seems. I do. I play tennis. I try to eat well. What about screening for colon cancer? Not yet. Don't wait. Colon cancer is more treatable when it's caught in early stages. Tell me more. Cologuard is non-invasive and is used at home. It detects altered DNA in your stool to find 92% of colon cancers. 92%? Yep, even those in early stages.
With patients 50 and older, any positive result should be followed by a diagnostic colonoscopy. False positive and negative results may occur. Cologuard is not a replacement for colonoscopy in high-risk patients. Do not use if you have had adenomas, have inflammatory bowel disease and certain hereditary syndromes, or a personal or family history of colon cancer.
Most insured patients pay $0. Ask your prescriber if Cologuard is right for you, or visit requestcologuard.com. I'm on it. Excellent.
Research shows that people remember radio ads with repetition. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need, here's a repetitive ad. Okay. Remember radio ads with repetition. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need, here's a repetitive ad. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Mortgage and Rocket Companies. Last year, we saw historically low. What you may not know is that interest rates are already starting to increase, and it's likely that trend is only going to continue. Our team of experts is standing by to help you save before rates go up. Don't look back and wish that you had taken action. Call 833-8-ROCKET or visit rocketmortgage.com. Rocket.
Call for cost information in all 50 states and MLSConsumerAccess.org, number 33.
Now, the only locally produced farm radio show with agricultural news, information, interviews, in-depth weather, and more.